Last time we invited Mr. Chris Stephens to talk about Coda Minerals and its mission with us. Today, we have invited him to return and tell us more about the development of Coda Minerals projects. Good morning, Chris. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Hannah, and thank you very much for having me on the interview.
So, Chris, Coda issued its annual report this month. What are the major developments and achievements from the last financial year?
Look, it's been a huge year for us at Coda, enormous amounts of work. The best way to summarize this is to say that 12 months ago, we didn't have the confirmation of an economic project. We had mineralization, we had our JORC resource, and we had a processing plan, but we did not have a mine plan, and we did not have a study, and we could not publish the value of the project. So during the year, we finalized the mine plan. That was challenging. It took 6 months of work. And we identified a way to mine this project and to mine it using conventional methods. We then integrated that and we published a scoping study with a positive net present value, $570 million at an NPV 8 pre-tax. So we confirmed that this is one of the lowest capex, highest return projects in Australia. In addition to that, we took our deeper mineralization as we continue to explore for more. And we did 7 different surveys and an integrated piece of geology. And we now understand that work much better as well. So we are not only in a position with a strong foundational project, but we also have great exploration on top of that.
You and your team have done a lot in the post-financial year. So what are the top priorities for you and your team in the new financial year? And what is the expected timing of key milestones?
Okay, so we released a study in March 2023. That study showed a clear economic project with a net present value of nearly 600 million Australian dollars. Our simple focus this year is to improve on that. With the mining, $10 that you save in mining costs, you increase the net present value by over $100 million. And so working through new methods, improved methods, and optimizing has been a huge part of that. And we expect those results very soon. We will be putting out an update to the scoping study this year. That's a big priority for us. The second priority is finalizing targeting for the IOCG, for the exploration. We've also taken on more tenure in a joint venture with Boss Energy, or it's a tenement sharing agreement, I should say, with Boss Energy. And we have continued to advance discussions with potential funding partners. And again, that is probably the biggest priority, other than optimizing and improving the economics, is to work and find the right group to fund this and to continue developing this really exceptionally good project.
It's an exciting year ahead for Coda. Let us talk about the Elizabeth Creek project. What made the company decide to move forward with the PFS, and how much confidence will it bring to the company, to its investors and potential partners?
Yes, and studies in general are a challenging thing because a lot of investors don't love the PFS or the scoping study. They often see it as the cap, so the maximum a project can be. Now with us, what we wanted to do is to say, this is the base case. This is what these assets can be, and this is how we mine it, and this is how we process it. But continuing to optimize and improve from there is a major part of early PFS. So that is what attracted us to continuing the studies. The second part of that is that genuinely quality projects use studies to attract quality partners to make sure that they can fund it. And that was the prime attraction for us. It is to say, what is the project? What can it be? And then what do we need to do to then make it an even stronger and more attractive project, and to find the ability to fund this? Because ultimately, if you're not moving towards a funding solution, if you're not moving towards a mine, then you're not doing your job properly. And that was the attraction.
Thank you for your explain. So recently the phrase, "This is Africa," became a viral meme shared among investors as an increasing number of ASX listed mining companies fell victim to sovereign risk in Africa. Could you please walk us through how Coda Minerals is positioned to address these risks?
Hannah, I'm not an Africa expert, although I certainly have invested in stocks based in Africa, and I understand the viral meme and the challenges very, very well. South Australia, which is where this project is located, is, in my opinion, and in the opinion of generally mining analysts, if not the safest, best place in the world to develop a mine, it's certainly in the top 3. Even in Australia, I've worked in Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, Western Australia, and South Australia. And South Australia is by far the best. It has the most proactive government. It has the clearest regulation. Given that BHP has now bought Oz Minerals, Coda is really positioned as the next major developing project in South Australia. And that means we get a lot of government support. They want to see the jobs. They want to see this project into development. And so what we find ourselves in is easily the best place in the world. The situation that has happened in Africa is almost impossible to occur in South Australia. And that gives me a lot of comfort. All projects face technical risk. Nearly all projects face scale risk and the risk of going from a study to development. If you add sovereign risk on top of that, then it makes life much harder. So not having to consider that, knowing what the approvals processes are, knowing how this will be, go through those stages and having no concerns over your title and your ownership is a wonderful thing. And again, we used to own 70% of this project. We bought the partner out. So now we own 100% of this project. So we are masters of our own destiny and working with good people in South Australia.
That's wonderful, because I think the support from local government is very important for the success of the projects.
Yes, absolutely.
So could you please use the latest example to explain how technology is important in developing Coda projects and reducing risks?
Yeah, I'm passionate about technology. I'm probably what most people would call an early adopter, but you have to be very careful in the mining industry. This is an industry which is conservative by necessity. All projects are challenging. This is not an easy industry. And so what you have to do with technology is be very careful that you're improving the project, but you're not taking huge risks. So what we've done over the past 6 months, and a major part of our study update, is to take 2 extremely well understood pieces of technology. The first is called ore sorting, where effectively you use, in this case, an XRF, so an X-ray fluorescence machine, to analyze material as it comes off the mine face, and then to get rid of lower grade material. And that application has worked very well in a limited setting. Where it's great is where you're just using it to improve the quality and to help with a small part of the project. Where it's bad is where the entire project rests on its ability to work in all scenarios. So what we've done is just use this in a small part of the underground mine plan to improve the quality of the mineralization going into the processing plant in our plan. That's worked wonderfully. Expect to see the results taken from the technical into the financial over the next few weeks. The second is underground mechanical cutting. I mentioned earlier, roughly every $10 you save in mining costs, you have a significant plus $100 million impact on the economics of the project. So taking that very well understood technology and applying it to Elizabeth Creek is something that we've been working on for about nearly 4 months now. And again, we are just finalizing those results. We haven't quite got them yet. We're just working through them, and we expect to have those very soon. So that'll form part of the study update as well.
That's wonderful. Over the past year, it appears that all the board directors have increased their ownership in Coda through placements or buying in second markets. So what are your thoughts on this?
Look, I love to see directors buying shares. It's important to see. Our chairman has put over $1 million of his own cash into this company. I have a significant proportion of my personal net worth again invested in this company. What does that mean for shareholders? It means you should really be attention. It means that we have a lot of ownership of the company, and it's very important to see. We believe the company is undervalued. We believe this is an exceptional value proposition. It's a difficult macro market. Copper, for some reason, has fallen out of favor a little bit. And now is an excellent time to be buying copper projects, knowing that whatever is happening in the world economy that is pushing the price of copper down is a short-term, in my opinion, a very short-term macro factor. And the fundamentals of energy transition have not changed. It doesn't matter how you produce electricity. It doesn't matter how you store electricity from a mineral point of view. There is only one simple way to move the stuff, and that is copper.
Exactly.
And that means we're going to need more copper. When you add the fact that mines are getting deeper, lower grade, more expensive, and there is less exploration happening, that is all going to hit a very major crunch point, which is coming, where supply will be limited, demand will be increasing from electrification, and the copper projects which are ready, which have taken the time to get their mine plans and their processing plans and their studies in order, and to get the right partners to go forwards with, they will benefit very, very well. And we've just seen that in uranium. We've seen that to a lesser extent in rare earths. I personally believe that'll happen in copper. And that's why we're buying. That combined with the fact it's a really good project.
Yeah, it shows the management has a huge confidence in the company, which is a good sign for investors and stakeholders. So the last question from me, could you please summarize the strengths of Elizabeth Creek project in Chinese?
我可以这么说吧，这个项目它是位于南澳是世界上最适合最利于减矿的地区。我们有超过100万吨铜和钴已经在那个 JORC 的资源的这个情况。同时，我们已经发布了一个可行性研究报告。这个可行性研究报告它是指出一个经济就是很有经济价值的一个项目。所以呢我们觉得这个项目是一个非常好的项目。我们现在的股价可能是被这个世界这个大的这个经济情况受到一个相当大的影响，但是呢项目的这个基础项目的这个价值还在，然后我们现在在努力进行调化这个项目。
Amazing, Chris. Thank you so much for your time. This is the end of the interview. We look forward to catching up with you again in the future.
Thank you very much, Hannah. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you.